Shalom, everybody. This is Dave from Universal Truth and Mankind. I am your host, and this is Meditation 201. I have both YouTube and Rumble accounts, so please go there and subscribe to ensure that you do get my videos. Also, please like and share these videos. Everything's free. I'm not asking for any donations, money, or anything of any kind. I know that we touched on this twice already, this particular illustration. We're going to be using it more, but my purpose is to be more and more definitive as we go along, because it's very, very important that when we talk about self, not the egotistical self, not the me, myself, and I self, but rather myself as a collective being of the upper soul, the mind, and the body, and with this connection to the Creator. So it's very important for us to enlighten ourselves and understand this illustration as thoroughly as possible. Now, I've spoken a few times already, twice, about the upper three Sephiroth there. I said how it was a singularity. I know I beat that to death. It's not a trinity, and it's not exactly a triunity either. Um, But let's think of God in a different way. The Creator can only give, it can only bestow. The Creator did the creation and did the creating. So, by definition, the Creator needs nothing. So, the Creator cannot receive, the Creator can only bestow. Now, take that idea and look at those three and say to yourself, well, if there's nothing for those three to receive, it will only give, then in reality, there is no division. And that's what we're looking at here. There's no real division there. It's just there to help us understand better our interface to the Creator. That's all it's there really for. Because we really can't fathom. We don't know the Creator's thought. After all, it said create six. We covered this yesterday. Six what? Well, we know 6 days started. And so we know after the first three, there's a middle six sephiroths that you can clearly see, in this illustration. Now, the way they're positioned here is exactly the way they're supposed to be positioned. The way they are in us is convoluted at best. So that's another aspect of understanding the Creator. The Creator gives, bestows, but does not receive. So therefore, there is no division. All right. Now, with that said, I want to also touch on, if you notice, when we talk about the Creator, we use the term He. We do view the Creator as a male, but it's not male the way we think. And we talk about mankind. We talk about Malkut, the very lower Sephiroth, as being a female. So it receives. The top three give. The middle six give and take. And the results are in the 10th one at the very bottom, or the seventh day rest. So that is a pretty fairly good breakdown of this illustration for conceptual purposes. So from now on, I'm going to not bother with the upper three, other than mentioning that the understanding, the one that's called Binah, which can also refer to Elohim and can also refer to the Neshama, has an upper and lower. as I did in a previous video, go down to the description below, look under meditation 201, is not capable. I mean, it's sorry, there's an upper and lower half of it. And chapter 1, verse 1 shows us clearly that we can't comprehend the upper half and beyond, but we can have some inkling of what's the lower half and downwards. And we can understand that. And that's where the Torah teaches us about these 6 days and then the seventh day. So each Sephiroth is given a day, not a 24-hour period, but rather it's given a light and darkness combination. All right. Now that we got that squared away, we're going to talk about the lower half of Neshama and then go into these Sephiroths. Now I'm going to focus strictly on the 6 Sephiroths in the middle. Now this is where we are created in the image of. The Creator had the thought of 6. It designed creation from that thought, and it fabricated creation with that thought and that design. So we are created an image of, and that image that we're talking about is the 6 here, the 6 days. Those 6 can be referred to as intelligent energies. In fact, the upper 3 are considered the Creator's intelligence. So these are intelligent energies that we have in common with the Creator. So this creates a familiarity. You know, ever hear the phrase, familiarity breeds contempt? The idea is because you have a familiarity of it, you are drawn to it. If you're familiar with something, you are drawn to it. Especially if you're in the middle of nowhere. You will be drawn to it. Something familiar to you. So these intelligent energies, we're really talking about the mind, the metaphysical, and even to a certain extent, emotional. So we're not going to go into detail about each one of these 6, but we will understand that these are intelligent energies we can ask for. So when I'm in like a meditation, I can say to my upper soul, I ask the Creator for its intelligent energies to map itself to my intelligent energies. Or sometimes I'll say my intelligent energy is getting mapped to the Creator's intelligent energies. It depends which one is the most favorable move. It makes sense in the future. So we can ask for that, and then I ask for this image of intelligent energies within me will be cleaned, will be polished, will be energized, and will be balanced. I also sometimes throw in the word enlarged, energized, enlarged, to bring these all into a balance as it is seen here. Just make believe that you have these 6, but think of these 6 as like the middle ones are to the left and the right, and the rights are more to the left, and the left is to the right. You know, there's all an imbalance there. And this helps us to clear our mind, get control of the mind, Of course, like I said in the beginning video, that we are handing the authority of our intelligent energies over to the creator so that the creator can transform that. He's not expecting us to transform it. He's expecting us to ask, because the creator what? Gives. So we receive. Now, like I was saying before, we talk about the male and female aspect of creation. We look at the creator as a he, a male. Now, when you think of it, we're not talking about gender, and we are looked at as a female. We see that in the Song of Songs, Songs of Solomon, where Israel is treated as a female, as a bride, to be a wife. So we receive. Now, how does that come through? To have life, you need a seed. So the male gives its seed to the female. The female takes its egg, incorporates the seed into it, and then creates a life. So in this illustration here, we see the middle six as something that receives and also bestows, because there's an interaction between these six, an interaction that we don't see in the top three. And at the very bottom, we see the result, in this case, a child, a tree, an animal, whatever it may be. The male fertilizes the female, and the female gives life. So again, the top three, male gives a seed. And we see this throughout the 6 days taking place too. And these six sephirotes receive, they give and take, and they produce a child. When we get, so little by little, as long as we ask, those intelligent energies that are in the middle section that we have within us, the image of the creator, we are transformed. And as we are transformed, we produce better children. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, does that mean my physical child has ADHD because of me? It has mental issues because of me? It has a birth defect because of me? Because I don't have myself in order? No, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about a spiritual change in us, an emotional change within us, an energetic change within us. For example, let's say you have a household that's a little bit chaotic and crazy. Well, sit back, relax, meditate, quiet yourself down, quiet your mind down. Don't talk so much. Only talk when spoken to, or when it really something needs to be said to help a person, let's say. And when that room, that house, just watch, it starts calming down. You could be a thermometer for, or a thermostat for that room, that house, and the others are a thermometer reacting to the thermostat. So it's a good test. You may be the one that's causing the headaches in the house, in the home, and you don't realize it. That's the type of interaction and improvement we're looking for. These intelligent energies that you see here, these six intelligent energies, is where the rubber meets the road. It's very important to control this. Now, this involves the mind, like I said before. This is the metaphysical self that you're looking to improve. Some say we live in a simulation. I don't have a problem with that, but I think we need to define simulation. We live in our own perspective. That's the simulation, in my opinion. If we want to transform and get us out of that simulation, then we need to balance out these six. And we ask the Creator for help to do that. And then that transforms our mind, our intellect. Remember, I said the six intelligences. And it does include emotions because we react to the emotions. We live in a very emotional society. So we have to pull our intellect together and get it balanced so we will have, instead of a raging anger for something, we will have a righteous anger for something. And then we spend 6 days working on ourselves. On a seventh day, the Sabbath, we sit back, we rest, and see how our environment, how we have changed, our reactions to things. Reactions without thought is what we're really after. We're trying to become aware at all levels at once. We need the input from the upper soul. We need the transformation of our intellectual energies, intelligent energies. The Creator has these intelligent energies, and we are to become like this graph, this illustration. And eventually we will be walking the proper path, the very last Sephiroth at the bottom. There's still a lot more I have to cover, but I hope this pushes you forward in an understanding of the Creator's love for us, which means it gives, and how we had to take love from the Creator and not only receive it, but we had to give it. This is where the male and female comes in. Now, I said male and female instead of void gender for the time being because I was going from top to bottom here. But the female and male can be left and right as well. The sides. And they come together to create a child. They come together and become one. They come together and become balanced. And the two of them, husband and wife, create a wonderful, wonderful world. And if God sees it to be the blessing that they need to receive now, they will receive a physical child out of us as well. That's why creating a child or having a child is so important in a marriage, because it's the image of the left and right coming together and balancing itself between the male and the female. Thus, the female becomes like a male and the male becomes like a female because each one starts giving, receiving and giving, receiving and giving, receiving and giving. So we receive from the Creator from the top down, and we receive and bestow, receive and give from the left and right towards the middle. And then we create a positive flow of the Creator's energies down into our intelligent energies. And we create a pump, literally a pump. Okay, everybody. I think that's good enough for now. Please feel free to watch this video a couple of times if you need to. Ask questions. I won't chase you away. And thank you so much for joining me. And we'll continue talking more about self next time. Shalom, shalom.